So the main purpose behind actually of today's practice is to lead us to the actually the creation of a web application based on the use of a background solution. Last class we saw how to manipulate the SQL Server databases. We generated the database and we were able to, let's say, manipulate the data inside. We are going to do the same database architecture today, but from within a web development tool, which is the Visual Studio. We are going to utilize the Visual Studio to create a web application. In addition to that, we are going to generate a database, and also we are going to communicate the data in between the database and the front-end interfaces. So ASP.NET page or pages. So we are going to create a web ASP.NET web application fully that has ASP.NET ASPX pages, in addition to a back-end solution, and we are going to interact them both. In addition to, we are going to use sessions to communicate data and to control data, to control the manipulation of data. So let's dig in. First of all, we are going to generate a new web application, and from whether we are going to generate a database, we are going to use the same name, the same architecture. Let's start. Let me swap my view to the machine where we are going to see the database. It's okay, actually, the recording is there and she can refer to the recorder, no worries for Aisha, so she can find the recorder later on. So our work is to utilize the Visual Studio. So let's use the Visual Studio. I'm starting the Visual Studio. A new website. Find a new website. Based on C#, as per our description in our book. Empty website. Location I will not modify. Just okay. Straightforward, I'm going to generate just one database as first request, as per the request, actually, as per the guide we had. I'm going to create a new database here from the root folder, See here, actually, the Server Explorer is available here. If it's not visible to you, so from View Server Explorer, this is the one. The database we have in my case now, I do not have any database, seems to be. I have my server. No database are mentioned. Here is no, there is no database. Also online, I'm not connected even. I'm going to create the first database. So right click on the source folder on the Solution Explorer. If it's not visible to you, also Solution Explorer from here, View. So root folder, right click, add new item, add a new item. The new item is a database. I'm going to search for databases. Here I said C# only. Database, SQL Server database is the one. SQL Server database is the one. Just I'm going to modify the name to make it as per the request. Flight sys.mdf. I did not touch the extension. The extension I did not modify. I did not modify the I modified only the word default. I made it default. I made it to be flight sys as per the name of the as per the name requested by the question. So add. He's saying that I'm going to create. He's going to create a special actually folder for dedicated folder to this database. I'm going to say yes. He'll bring a folder inside of it, the database. Yes, here it is, the folder, here it is, and the database, here it is. Go into Server Explorer. This is my database, has appeared here. Still, it's not connected. I'm going to refresh. The X has disappeared, and now it is connected. Good. Tables, do I have? No, nothing. Nothing is there. Refresh, nothing is there. No tables at all. Nothing. Good. Let's start creating the tables like they are mentioned to us. I'm going to create the first table, which is the pilots table. We saw that in the graph. Add new item, yes. Add new table, sorry. Let me see the architecture of the table. So ID, first name, last name, title, birth date. pilot ID. Okay, I'm gonna come back. ID is an int. First name, I'm gonna say first name, no space. It's a varchar. No, it's a varchar 50. It's okay. Last name, also it's a varchar. Varchar 50. Okay. What else? Title, birth date, title. Varchar also. BOD, birth of date. I'm gonna say varchar. I'm not gonna set date to avoid the problem of the syntax later on. Varchar will be actually accepting the date without any issue. It is not actually varchar, but it is date. And to avoid the syntax, check out the syntax. It is with an oblique slash, or it is with a minus hyphen, or it is with colons, and so on. I use varchar. And then after the pilot ID as a foreign key. Good. Respect the recursive pointer. Good. Here, actually, I'm going to change the name of the table from here. From here, the name of the table, I'm going to change it from here. Pilots. Pilots. Change the name, not table. I change it to pilot from here. That's it. Now I'm going to update from here. Update. Yes, he will generate the script for me, and just I'm going to do update database again. Here, update database. Done. I'm going to close. خلاص, I finished. I come back to my Server Explorer, refresh the tables again. Here it is. Files appeared. If I check the columns, yes, ID, first name, last name, title, birth of date, pilot ID. Yes, all of the fields, they are here. The second entity, I'm going to go for the flights ID from to departure date, plane ID. Let's create a new table. From the table here, right click, add a new table. ID, it's an int. Good. I'm going to say from. It's a varchar. Varchar, good. To. It's a varchar also. What else? Departure date and plane ID. Departure date and plane ID. Departure date. Notes I'm not using spaces. Departure date is concatenated word. I'm going to use varchar also. Plane ID. Plane ID as foreign key. It's an int also. It's an int here. Plane ID. It's an int. Again, here I'm going to say flights. Flights. Nominated the flights. I'm going to update. Generate the script. Yes. Update database. Yes. Done. I close. Third is planes. ID, model, build date. So a new table. I'm going to refresh here first to check. Yes, the second entity has appeared. Flights and pilots. Now, let's generate third. Planes. ID. Then model, build date. Sorry for the interruption. It's model. Are you still seeing my screen? Is the screen still visible to you, please?
Yes, Mr.
That's great. Build date. I'm going to use also varchar for this block. Varchar. Model, build date, and number of seats. Number of seats. Number of seats is an int. I'm going to state as an int. Planes. Change the name of the table. Planes. From here. Planes. planes. So I changed here, planes. Update. Yes, update database. Great. خلاص, close. Come back to the database, refresh. The entities, they are here. Now the last and the fourth one, the association table, which is the pilots on flights. Pilots on flights. We have only two fields, flights and pilots. New entity, new table. We have pilots ID. Pilots ID, it's an int, and we have flights ID. Flights ID, also it's an int. Great. We have pilots on flights. Pilots on flights. Pilots on flights. Let me update. Yes, update the database. Clear. Refresh the database tables. No, I did not add. I said refresh. Yes, here it is. The four of them, they are here now. The four of them, they are here now. We are requested to populate each of them with just one record. So I'm gonna just populate in the data. Right click. Let me just show table data, whatever. Show table data, because it's not like the SQL Server top 200s here. Top table data. Int, it's one, the ID. From, I'm gonna say Muscat. To, I'm gonna say Dubai. The departure date, I'm going to say today, which is 25/10/2020. Plane ID, I'm going to say whatever, any number, okay. I'm going to say second record for the flights. To, I'm going to say from Muscat to Kuala Lumpur. I'm going to say Kuala Lumpur, cool, whatever. I'm going to say today also. Okay, flight number. Okay, any number, whatever. It's enough. I'm not saving anything. I'm closing. It is automatically being saved. If I check, it is there. I did not press any save. Automatically saved. Clear. I come back. Second entity. Pilots. Number one. First name, I'm going to say whatever, Murad. Last name, I'm going to say also Murad, whatever. The title, I'm going to say pilot. Birth of date, I'm going to say 10/10/10. Okay, 2010. Pilot ID, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second pilot. Two, I'm going to say Khalid. Khalid. Or let's say yes, okay, whatever, Khalid. Co-pilot. Date of birth 10/10/2000, for example. Great. The ID, I'm going to give any number. Great. That's done. I'm closing without saving. Close. Done. Saved. Let's say planes first. I'm going to fill up the planes first. Table data. ID, it's one. Plane ID, I'm going to say any number. Build date, I'm going to say 1/1/2000s. Sys number, I'm going to say 200s. Second plane, I'm going to say 2. I'm going to any number here. Any number. Build date, I'm going to say 10/10/2010. Any number, any date. Seats number, I'm going to say 50. Okay, whatever. Small plane. Close without saving. It is being saved automatically. Great. The association table, the fourth and last. Pilots ID 1, plane flight 1. Pilots ID 1, plane 2. Pilot the data 2 was not committed, or okay, because it's in it's a primary key. Okay, that's it. خلاص, it's enough. 2 to 2, 1 to 1. I'm going to say for now, I'm going to close and say there is actually another scenario. What to say? Yes, now we populated all the 4 entities. Let's go to task number 2, which is asking us to interrogate the database based on the use of sessions. He asked us to create 3 sessions. Flight ID session number 1, pilot ID session. Let me just swap the view to this window to make you visualize it again. Is it visible to you, please? We are required to create 3 sessions. Session number 1 for the flight ID, session number 2 for the pilot ID, session number, let's say, 3 for the plane ID. To do so, we have to input values for the plane ID, pilot ID, plane ID, and so on. We're going to create text boxes only, very simple, the simple way, no more, no less. And based on those sessions, the use of those sessions, using the sessions, we're going to refer to the database we generated, the early database, this is the same database, FlightSys. To answer those things, we are going to display in a page, display the details of a flight from Moscow to Dubai that flew today, and so on. Each we're going to display the result of each query. We're going to refer to each query. So let's dig in, generating the sessions first of all. Let me swap the view. So you are in here, we are again. Let me create an interface. So to do so, actually, since the interrogation is through the Visual Studio, we have to find a space to interrogate using the sessions. Where to create the sessions, we need an interface. So right click, add on the root folder, right click, add a new item. It's a web form. It's a web form. So it's a web form. I'm going to change the name to home.aspx. The name is home. The extension .aspx I'm not changing. I'm changing only the default to home. Nothing else to modify. Just add. It has to appear. Yes, here it is. Here it is. Design. I'm going to move to design. And in here, a little bit, I'm going to input 3 text boxes. Sorry, 3 labels first of all, then 3 text boxes. Toolbox. Start with the first label. First label. Here it is. I'm going to say pilot ID. Change the text. Pilot ID, colon. Done. In front of it, text box. It's a design I'm going to follow, no more, no less. Second, flight ID. The question says flight ID, pilot ID, plane ID, whatever. I'm going to say flight ID. Now let me come back. Second label. Flight ID. In front of which text box. Yes. Third, flight plane. Plane ID. No. It's a label. It has to be labeled, not like this. I'm going to insert a label. Yes. Properties. Plane ID. Great. In front of it, text box. Great. Now, Just to confirm, I'm going to insert a button to confirm here. I'm going to say confirm property. I'm going to say confirm or create. Create the session. Create session. Create sessions in plural. It's just a clarification. Create sessions. Great. Yes. I'm going to save the page. I have the star here. I'm going to save the page. It will get disconnected for a while and then come back. He's asking to refresh the connection. Yes. Now the interface we have, actually it has 3 text boxes and generate button, no more or less. When I click the action, it would be like so. When I confirm this event handler, a session for the pilot would be generated from here and from here and from here. The pilot text box is text box 1. Here it is. The flight ID, the flight also text box flight we're going to utilize to generate the session for the flight is from text box 2. Here it is. And the session for the plane would be from text 3. Let's do so. Double click on this create session or create sessions. I'm going to say session quotations. I'm going to say plane pilot first of all, pilot, okay, equals text box 1 dot text. Am I right? Am I right? For the pilot, semicolon here. Good. Am I right? For the pilot is text box 1. Let me check. Yes, for the pilot, text box 1. Now for the flight, text box 2. New line, session, double click here for the flight, text box 2. Text box 2 dot text, semicolon. The last which is for pilot to flight, plane. No capital. I'm going to write all in small. Plane equals text box 3. Box 3 dot text semicolon. Great. I generated my 3 sessions. I'm going to save. And save the 2 pages. I'm going to save all. Great. Done. Okay. Now if I test, nothing would be actually visualized to me. If I test, right click view in browser. If I don't write anything, it will give me an error. See. Nothing happened. If I type 1, 2, 3, here, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7. Also nothing. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. And there is no error here, actually. There is no error. Okay. Good. Because we just generated password. They are in background. We are going to utilize them. To visualize whatever we need. As per the task number 1, we are required, query number 1, to display the plane details in the flight from Muscat to Dubai that flew today. Great. So first of all, let's insert and display the planes totally, and then after we control. Let's make it easy. Easy. Okay, I'm going to come back to the home interface. I'm going to generate a new interface, a new home. I'm going to say planes. I'm going to say planes or flights, because the question is asking about the flights or planes. Planes. He's asking about planes. So let's do so. Right click, add the new item on the root source. It's web form still. I'm going to say planes. .aspx planes. So planes.aspx. .aspx I did not modify. Confirm. Add. Here it is. Planes. I'm going to move the design. Yes, great. Class done. Here, I get a little bit space. I'm going to insert the entity of planes, the grid view. So I open the Service Explorer, the planes, here it is. I'm going to drag and drop. Leave the mouse here. Yes, here it appears. I'm going to enable all the features, the page and the editing, the deleting, and the selection, everything. And I'm going to modify the format. I'm going to use the professional. I like the color. You can choose any. I'm going to choose this professional. I like. Good. Then that's it. For now, that's it. I'm going to save the page and we'll see the result. I'm going to save the page and we'll see the result. Save. In any empty place, right click, view in browser. Here it is. We have two records. They are here. If I want to modify, I can. We have the controls here. Whatever. I'm going to close here. Come back. As per the question, let me read the question again. The flights from Muscat to Dubai that flew today means from Muscat to Dubai that flew today. Let me come back to display. Great. So we need to display the flights from Muscat to Dubai, the planes that they flew from Muscat to Dubai, that they flew today. Means we still need the entity flights, not only the planes, the flights also. I'm going to insert the flights also here. So down. See, this one has been appeared automatically. I'm not going to touch. Down. I'll get away a little bit here. I'm going to insert the second entity, which is the flights. Here it is. From here, I open the database again, tables again, flights. These are flights. I'm going to drag and drop here where I want. I'm going to activate all the features. Yes, pages, sorted, editing, deleting, and selecting. Yes, and I want to change the format. It's optional, but I'm going to do. Yes, confirm. Done. Now I'm going to save also. Save. And I'm going to run to visualize, to check. This is a matter of context understanding and being trusted. Yes, here it is, the flights. Here it is. Muscat to Dubai. Here it is, the flight. And it's today also. Great. Which plane is this plane? Which plane is this plane? Which is 8762-562. This is the one. Okay. I'm going to just for now. Display this one manually. See what I'm going to do. Then after we use the session. So here, from this plane here, from this table, I click once, just click outside, click once. Here, you get this small arrow. Click outside, click inside, you get this arrow. You just click once, one time. Click one time, not two times. Don't make trouble. This small arrow. Configure the data source. Just next, because the data source we have only one. It's only one. Don't modify. Just next. The table is the flights. This is the table flights. Here it is. It's the table flights. And this table flights, we are going to utilize all the fields, all of them. I may utilize this one, no worries. Just where clause. The where clause. The where clause, what? We need the date to be today, first of all. Or let's use from, and then after we'll come to the date. The from equal source. I'm going to say string if I find it. Control cookie from. I'm going to say from from field. I'm going to say from. The field is from. The field is from. And the value is Dubai, Muscat. Okay. Add. Here it is. Just okay. Next. Test query. Nothing is there to display. Here it is the Muscat value. Yes, this is the one. Just okay. Let it finish the process. Here it is the result that it is actually visualizing. Finish. I don't care about that. Let me save first. Test. Test what? The page plays. Plays.aspx. View in browser. Yes, from Muscat. From Muscat. We have them both from Muscat. Still, but we need also that the two to be. The question said to be from Muscat to Dubai. That's clear. From Muscat to Dubai. Cancel, not this one. I come back. Still, I close this one. Still, I do the same process. Click once here again on the same arrow. Edit the configure the data source مرة ثانية again. Next, the same table where مرة ثانية again. Colon. I'm going to say it's 2. The colon 2. It equals what? I'm going to say colon. Let me say. Why? It's a form. Let's say I'm going to say it's a form. Form field. It's 2. Default value. I'm going to say Dubai. Okay, I'm going to add. It appeared here. This is the from, and this is the to. I'm going to say, okay. Next, test the query. Yeah, we have both of them. I'm going to say, okay. And we'll see the result here, this bit. Yes, Muscat to Dubai only. They are only one. Finish. Great. I'm going to save. I'm going to test. Remember that we had two records. View in browser. Muscat to Dubai and Muscat to Kuala Lumpur. With only Muscat to Dubai. Only one now. It works very fine. Remember, this is not using the session. This is simply using the grid view itself. Still the date now. The third session. The third, let's say, control. Sorry, not the session. It's for the date. Let's come back. Again, click once. The small arrow. Configure the data source. Is the same. Next. The same table, the same, all of them. Where clause. The column, the field is the date, departure date. So it's a form. The field is actually the same here, like this one. The departure date is the one. Departure date. I'm going to write the same column. Departure date. I'm respecting the same spelling. The same spelling from here I wrote here. The value is, I'm going to say 25/10/2020 is the date of the day. So add. Here it appeared. Tell OK. Next, test the query to visualize. Yes, the 3 of the controls, they are here. Tell OK. Yes, it is, because the date is 25/10/20. It's correct. It's correct. So finish. Finish. I'm going to save. Let me test again. Right click. View in browser. Very, very, very correct. Let me insert a new flight from Muscat to Dubai, but tomorrow, not today. See if it will appear or not. Let me close. I'll come back to the database. Flights, right click, show table data. I'm going to insert third, number 3, from Muscat also. To Dubai, the same as the question, Dubai, but it is for tomorrow, 26/10/2020. The flight number, any, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Here, done, saved. I'm going to close. I'm going to test view browser to see if it appears or not. It is tomorrow, it's not today. No, it does not appear. It does not appear. I'm going to modify the flight of today. I'm going to modify it to be for after tomorrow. We'll see if it will still appear or not. I'm going to modify the date here. Show table data. Muscat to Dubai. I'm going to modify the date to be 27, not 25. 27. Done. I did it. 27. Enter. It automatically gets saved. Close. I'm going to test. Today we have no flights. We'll see. Nothing. No record to display. It works very fine. So let's move a little bit further. Actually, I'm thinking about making it actually working with the easy steps, integrating the sessions. Okay, let me come back. Great. I'm going to come back to the interface here to the home page. As I integrated a flight ID, I'm going to integrate flight date. What are the elements I inserted in the second page? Let's make it easier. Whatever. I'm going to insert actually the flight ID. Let's use the flight ID. We have actually flight ID 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Here in the database, we have 1, 2, 3, I believe. Flights. Yes, 1, 2, 3. We have 3 flights. We'll display one of them if it's available. If it's not, if you not see. I'm gonna do another control. I'll come back to the planes. I'm gonna close this entity. I do not need. I'll leave this one apart to make you understand. I'm gonna insert another flight because in here we had 3 controls already. We did. I'm gonna show them to you back. I'm gonna create another one. Cancel. I'm gonna create a new one. To make you understand more. I'm gonna create a new one here. It's another flight. Server database flights. I'm gonna insert it. Drag and drop here. Let it appear first. Yes. Insert all the activate all the tasks. Yes, format, and also I'm going to format here. I'm going to choose a different one. Okay, I'm going to use the colorful. Okay, good. Okay, done. I'm going to now configure to use the session of the plane ID. Which session, first of all? I'm going to cancel this one. I'll come back to the page home here. I'm going to use the flight session, which is this one, this flight session. So the flight word, the session name is flight. The session name here is flight. See this word. I'm going to utilize this one. So configure the data source. Next, all the fields, yes, on the same table where the ID is equal to session. Here it is. What is the name of the session? It's flight. Right, or flights, I believe. I'll check later. Flights, I think. So what is the value? It has to be whatever. I'm gonna check later on. It has to be actually matching the whatever. It has to be session flights. That's it. I'm gonna add. Okay, Mauritania. Next, check. No errors. Completely working. There is no value to display all. So here, finish. Great. I'm gonna save. Let me test, and we see. We'll have an error. Let me test, because the session is not set. It's not initialized yet. View in browser. Nothing is there. So there is no data to display. Completely, there is no data to display. Remember that even the date we changed, we have no date planes for today. And using the session, nothing is matching the session because the session is not active. I'm going to close, and to make the session run, how to do? We have to come from the page where the session is, the flight ID from here. So we have to give a value here, then we pass to this page. Otherwise, it will not display. So from here, I'm going to link this interface to the next page, which is this one. To do so, we have to activate the session, and we go there. From the same, so event handler, double click, new line, I'm going to do it at the end here. Not before, not before, no, at the end. In order to activate the session, then we move. To move where? Response, to move to the planes page. Response, yes, dot redirect. Dot redirect. In here, we know actually this is not new for us. So redirect to the page planes.aspx. So let's go there. The same space, the same spelling, planes.aspx. Great. We have flight name only. We have only flight. The session name is flight, not flights. So I'll come back and fix it. So I'm going to save this page first. The name of the session is flight. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to fix the session name I used because I wrote flights. Next. No, previous, sorry. Where? This one. I'm going to remove and I'm going to do it again. So ID equals session. The session here name is flight. That's it. Add. Okay. Next. We may do query. I should know errors. I need to display all of it. Yes, they are finished. I'm going to save. Yes. And now test, not from here. Test from the home. From here. Because we have activated the response redirect. View in browser. I'm going to flight ID. I'm going to say from correct. Let's check create session. Nothing displayed. Nothing displayed. Let me check actually a flight ID. No, we have 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2, 3. Only flights. I'm going to say 2. Here it is. 2. Let me say 1. Okay, so here it is 1. Muscat to Dubai 27th. 27th. Let's say 3. 3. Yes, 3. Muscat to Dubai 26th. And this is the plane ID. It's not the same. Perfect. It works very fine. It works very fine using the session. This is great. This is absolutely great. Let's go to task number 2. Let me read the question number 2 first. Display the list of pilots in the system that flew today. The list of pilots in the system that flew today. Okay. Let me come back. Pilots. Did we insert? No, I'm going to close this one. What is the? I want to create pilots first. I don't know what is this actually. I want to create a second page or a third page. Web form. Add new item. It's web form. The name I'm going to change to pilots. Pilots. Pilots.aspx. I'm not changing. I'm not modifying the extension. Design. Here I'm going to insert the pilots entity. Pilots is the pilots. Drag and drop. Great. Out of format, I'm going to choose the professional. And I'm going to activate the functions. Great. All of them, they are set. I'm going to save. I need to re-log in again. Great. Is it visible to you now? Ahmed Jabri, is it visible to you now? Ahmed Jabri absent. Ghadir, is it visible to you now? Okay, جميل جدا. Alia, are you here? Alia, are you here?
Yes, mister.
Ahmed Jabri, are you here? Absent. كل رقم 3. Aisha, are you here? Aisha, she has a problem, I know. Ghadir, are you here? Absent. Iman, are you here? Absent. Jahina, are you here?
Yes, mister.
Duhaina, are you here?
Yes, mister.
Azun, are you here?
Yes, mister.
Nashwa, are you here? Nashwa, are you here? Absent. Nasr, are you here?
Yes.
Raqia, are you here? Raqia, are you here?
Yes, mister.
Rawan, are you here?
Yes, mister.
Rayyan, are you here?
Yes, mister.
Razan, are you here?
Yes, mister.
Rudaina, are you here?
Yes, mister.
Shada, are you here?
Yes.
Zuena, are you here? Zuena, are you here? Absent. I'll never delete that. I'll mark you absent and you wave just in a while. So I come back. Is it visible to you, the screen, please? Is the screen shared with you now? Can you answer?
Yes, mister.
That's great. That's great. So, I forgot even the question. What it says. The files that they flew today. The files that they flew today. In this table, I'm gonna configure the source. So next, where clause. The control, I'm gonna do it here. I'm gonna start by setting up. I'm gonna start by setting up something to control the. We do not have any date here. We do not have any date here. I'm gonna just give something to control. I'm gonna use the session to control the ID, and that's it. Where the ID equals to a session, that the session we're going to send from the front and from the home page session. It has to equal to the session name, which is the pilot. The value it would be sent from the session itself. Add, register, tell OK. Next, test to see if no errors. Just say OK. All the fields has to be displayed. Yes, they are finished. I'm going to save my page. Now I'm going to run what? I'm going to run the home, but the home, it will lead us only to the planes page. So for now, to make the pilot run, I need to go to the pilots page, not to the planes. So I'm going to, from the home, I'm going to add another button. I'm going to add another button to go to open, to say open session or open pilots or see pilots toolbox, just to visualize the pilots. So I'm going to say here, right click properties, visualize pilots. Or pilots, I'm going to say pilots in capital, pilots. Okay, pilots, good. Inside of this pilots button, what I'm going to do, I'm going to activate the session again, the same session. I'm going to cut the session here. I'm going to cut it. Sorry, cut it. Because I need it inside the session, the pilots only. Cut, paste here. Then response redirect to which page? To the pilots page. So Yes, double quotations, semicolon. It says below the page, which is actually pilots. But ASPX, great. I'm going to save. Come back here, save also this page. One now. Using browser. Okay, the pilots. Pilot number 1, for example. Pilots from here. Yes, here it is. It is very fine. Come back. Pilots number 2. Yes, had it. Absolutely. Copilot. Pilot number 3. Do we have pilot number 3? No. We do not have any record for pilot number 3. Absolutely. So it works very fine. This way it works very fine. So this way actually you are aware how to utilize the forms. This way, just a small conclusion, come back to the planes page. Using the forms, you may control the display of a grid view. Display here. Yes, control, next. And what we did in the work is group of controls. The column from, this is it. The column to, this is it. The column departure date, this is it. So we are utilizing 3 controls to control what to display from this grid view. This is the first way. The second way is using the sessions. So the session to display something in a grid view, using a session. So also configure the same place, configure data source. Next, the work clause will control a session value. So from here, we are going to utilize any field to display, but it matches what? It matches the session. The session from where to bring it, cancel. From where to bring it, you have to have defined it earlier, here or here. You have to define it earlier. Earlier means in another page. I hope it's clear. I'll stop at this level. What I need you to do, I want to save all the pages. Yes. What I need you to do is you finish all the requests. Something actually, if you have any problem, you just contact me. But you at least finish the requests we have in the guide, and you submit me the output by today. So now just get me stop the recording for now. Give you to send it to you.